Smart 24, driving business.
Well, exactly 3 minutes past 8. This is Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Bariji, and here with Masi Katsume, and of course earlier on we had that as Godwin and Enid breaking down matters to do with tourism. But of course, before I proceed any further, Masi, how are you? Good morning.
Very good morning to you, Andrew. Whoever is joining us, this is Smart Means Business, and of course we're into our second hour of Smart Means Business. We're always here every day from Monday to Friday, so do make sure you tune in from 7 when the clock's 7, please. Do it in the new, because we're always having information that you need. Today is a good morning, actually. It's not like, I think that the month of November is loosening up.
Yeah.
You know, given the different trades that we've been having, I think it's loosening up with the rains. It's having mercy on us. But it's a good morning, and welcome to Smart Means Business. Masi Katsime is my name, and we shall be taking you through this hour.
Absolutely amazing, and definitely, of course, today we're discussing matters to do with tourism, but this time around it's more of into the innovation. And there has been quite a number of trends. There are quite a number of aspects we shall be definitely observing. Later on onto the show, we shall be still seeing something to do with promoting tourism within East Africa, not only just in Uganda, but I would take a look at the bigger picture. That is of the East African community. But before still that, it's an inspiration hour. We'll be living inspiration here on Smart Means Business, and at this very time for a young and vibrant entrepreneur. Let's get you inspired. Well, leadership is more raw influence, not really authority. That is quite a key insight for you to get to understand. And influence is something that you work for over time, and it comes with quite a number of, with a number of things. And of course, that will include respect, how you handle yourself, and the respect you give to other people out there, to the community. What is your heart like? Are you a self-centered person, or are you somebody that is actually mindful of other people? So those are quite key insights that we need to. And as an entrepreneur, you need to be an influential person. That is something that you cannot really put away with, because with influence, you are in position to actually have a bigger market share when it comes to your product delivery out there, despite the fact that of course, it may not be just a walkthrough all over But market share, when you take a look at to an extent of you being a monopoly in the market, it's because you carry an influence in there. Yes,
oh, well, of course, I was thinking about when we were, looking at that quote and it talked about leadership.
Yeah.
And when they talked about when we were still in school, maybe later on after school,
yeah.
we all know this. Leaders are born, but not made.
But they're not made, yeah.
Yeah, so I believe everyone is a leader in their small capacity. Be it
True.
Yeah, be it home. Even if you're a child, you're a leader. You're a leader because you are the firstborn of your family. So definitely everyone in their right is a leader. So you have to take on responsibility. Whether you're the last born, you're a leader of a certain group of friends. So definitely it's. I think, it's about influence. Like it said, it's about influence. How do people look up to you? That's how they're going to follow you. It's not about authority. When you're authoritative, at some point, people do fear you. They don't
absolutely
attach much more to you. Yeah, than if you influence them and show them the right way. I believe that's how leadership should be. You're not supposed to be authoritative and of course, dictatorial. Yeah. Though it could apply somewhere, but then it shouldn't be that all the time. People mistake. As your leader, you have to be an example. You have to be a parent. You have to be a friend.
Absolutely.
Which entails everything. Yeah. So, as we are wrapping up the year, so definitely, if you've been such a person who has been like, do this, no.
Yeah.
It's time for you to get down and listen to your people. Listen to them.
People.
I mean, you may not necessarily get so close to them, but know them personally. Know how to deal with them personally. There are people you get off, you just talk to and they're emotional. They're emotional. And you can't understand. So you have to understand your different personalities in your different company, organization, or a business. It could be employees in your business. Yeah. So, if Mercy has not appeared to work, there has to be a reason because she doesn't do this. She doesn't do this. So, not the one time she misses and you're like, oh, you understand. Influence.
Okay.
Yeah, that is my message for today.
Absolutely very interesting. And I hope that has been quite really made clear why. It's all about influence, not authority, dictatorship, and so many more. Well, now heading back to our topic of discussion this morning, and of course, like we told you, we shall be breaking down tourism, innovations in tourism, quite a number of them that have come up, especially in Uganda, despite the low levels of adaptability to the different industries. Well, to kick start off in here, today, for this particular hour, we're going to focus on eco-friendly trends when it comes to tourism. Of course, a report on eco-friendly tourism trends in Uganda. And of course, we shall be still exploring the green initiatives that transform how we travel from that perspective. Now, of course, we know that Uganda is a landlocked country in East Africa, known for its diverse wildlife and stunning scenery, and of course, with a rich cultural heritage. But in the recent years, still, Uganda has seen a growing interest in eco-friendly tourism. Actually, in Africa, most of the eco-tourists are largely located in the Central Africa, most especially those that go to visit the countries like Democratic Republic of Congo. According to the statistics, when we are covering something to do with the hotel business, and we saw that eco-tourists mainly, people set up hotels in those areas where there are quite a number of eco-tourists, areas like the Republic of Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo, that the rich forest in there. Now, of course, there is still a growing interest in that is eco-friendly tourism, as travelers now become more aware of the impact of their travel choices on the environment and the local communities. The travelers know the impact of their presence in those communities. So that's why we talk about the eco-friendly. Now, of course, when we talk about the eco-friendly tourism trends in here, first of all, we need to understand what do they mean by eco-friendly tourism. But of course, this is also known as sustainable tourism, which is whereby it's the kind of tourism that minimizes negative impacts that is on the environment and the local communities earlier on. So that means it starts with you, the tourism. I mean, you, the tourist, you get to understand what is your impact to that environment where you are heading at. So, you want to say something?
Oh, well, of course, when it comes to ecotourism, I believe that Africa as a whole has gone increasing, you know, with the different trainings and exposure that we've been given. So, but of course, I've seen this, giving an example of Uganda. I like the fact that people are embracing ecotourism. When it comes to organic, because when tourists come, if they come from the US, they come from Europe, they want to have a different taste.
Exactly.
Away from their burgers, their junk food. So they want to test organic foods.
Organic foods, true.
And the fact that we are, you know, we are rich in agricultural produce, we have a lot to offer to these people. Yeah, the people who have not eaten some things, that probably we've been relying on junk, and when they come here, they eat matoke, they're like, oh my goodness, this is a good meal. And it's prepared locally. And no preservatives, no condiments, clean. That is how we are preserving the environment. And of course, going back to, we should go back to the drawing board. You know, if you want to have a healthy environment. Yes, not only for the environment, but also as ourselves, even maybe the wildlife as well. We have to go back to how we actually do produce our crops, you know, avoid spraying, or maybe use other alternatives, you know, weed, instead of using these weed sprays. Weed and prune, do whatever it requires, so that if at all we are going to be ranked among the people that do organic foods, we could be more, because Africa is known for having people to grow for longer times. Why?
Exactly.
Because I mean, I'm going to be an old, let's say, people in the rural areas, they do consume organic foods. Yeah, this is why they live longer. They do chili, like, you know, they're not exposed. Yeah, and that is why you've seen most of the documentaries, if you've been keen enough, they got those rural areas, like those natives, and people are preparing organic foods from bamboo, from like we have in Uganda, for instance, luwombo. That's a very innovative thing. So definitely we have to go back to the drawing board and really show the world what we are capable of, not only in tourism but also in what we can offer. Because away from looking at, you know, the beautiful environment, people have to go back and consume.
Okay.
Yes, something. Beautiful. Yeah.
Interesting. From that. Now, of course, you could be trying to ask yourself, why is ecotourism really important for Uganda, most especially? Now, of course, eco-friendly tourism practices such as using renewable energy resources, actually, you realize that it brings us back to renewable energy. And, of course, use of renewable energy sources and reducing waste, they can actually help to protect the environment, of course, from any related pollution activities, the degradation perspectives. And also there is the aspect of supporting local communities in that way. And of course, it can also create jobs, employment, something which is quite key, and economic opportunities for local communities here, and help preserve their culture heritage right there. And of course, we see, according to my report here, there is the enhancement of the travel experience, as eco-friendly tourism gives you that, most especially the tourist, that authentic, meaningful travel experience, and they learn to actually get to appreciate the natural and cultural environment that way, just like Marcy mentioned, organic foods. I mean, coming in back to the cultural heritage, something that is it relates to the culture of the environment, and that is quite a very beautiful. But of course, there has been quite a number of trends merging in Uganda that is still in regards to ecotourism. And of course, we see aspects here to do with community-based tourism. There is eco-lodges, we have gorilla trekking in here, and we have birding at the same time. Actually, Uganda has, it's one of those countries. Actually, we have the most bird species that is worldwide. Birds fly from all over Europe to come in here. All right. Now, briefly, maybe if we can see here something here to do with the eco-friendly, the community-based tourism, this kind that involves the working with local communities to develop and manage the tourism projects that way. Now, this can help ensure that that the local community actually can benefit from the tourism and that their culture and traditions are respected. So it's more of collaborating with that is local communities, establishing tourism projects. As according to what I'm seeing in here, eco lodges is part of it, definitely. Eco lodges, these accommodations that are designed definitely to minimize their environmental impact. And they use renewable energy sources, conserve water, and use locally sourced materials.
Actually, I've seen, if you go to the southwestern part of Uganda, that is in really Peninsula, there is such eco-friendly lodges, eco-friendly lodges.
Yeah.
They actually they involve more of their citizens, more of their locals actually. So they are the ones that do help people trek.
Okay.
And of course, they've helped them actually. They've trained them on how to maybe improvise and maybe put some few things that maybe as tourists are trekking, they could buy a few things. They are benefiting directly from the tourists as well. So it doesn't have, because they had complaints about it, because they were trying to create roads within the forest and all that, and they were being hidden, so they wanted at least something they could get for themselves. So they wanted to tap from those, which is good. We saw a newspaper of a child who was doing cultural tourism, taking tourists around and showing them their heritage in Western Uganda, actually, showing them their heritage. It's good. It's good to be proud of where you come from.
Where you come from, absolutely. All right, now away from the eco lodges in here, as much has been expounding more on that. Of course, the gorilla trekking here, and of course, it's a popular activity in the nation of Uganda, and there is quite a number of tour operators that offer eco-friendly, gorilla trekking experiences. Now, these operators still have strict guidelines, strict guidelines in place to minimize the impact of tourism and their habitat. Birding, finally. Uganda has it's quite a home of a variety of bird species. Like I told you, flying all over Africa, all over the world, coming in here. And of course, there are quite a number of tour operators that offer eco-friendly birding safaris in there. Now, away from that, those are eco-trends. Of course, eco-tourism trends in Uganda. Of course, enhancing how we travel. But of course, there is also something massive that we need to also take a look in here, is what we call the green initiatives. The green initiatives within the tourism industry. And of course, these ones enhance how we travel in there. Now, of course, we see, according to my reporting here, in addition to the trends like we have seen just there, there is quite a number of green initiatives that are actually transforming the way we travel. That is in Uganda, most especially. And some of the ways is the aspects of offsetting carbon emissions, choosing eco-friendly transportation. That is key. We have the parking lights, also important. Now, for the offsetting of carbon emissions, I can see something in here. Our travelers can offset their carbon emissions by supporting projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Mostly maybe probably on water.
On water.
You could try to use canoes than engine boats.
Exactly.
Yeah, though for people, engine boats are more faster, but then for you to explore and have a little bit of fun on the lake, you could do canoe.
Yeah, the canoe, actually, very true. Yeah, travelers, most especially now, now the example of taking a look at transport. Transport-friendly mechanisms.
Yeah. Imagine you're going to Kalangala Island. You can use a canoe. You can use a canoe. Though the distance may be a little bit longer, but then for you to explore and see the beauty, you could do that.
You could
for purposes of the environment.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, of course, when we take a look at choosing eco-friendly transportation, travelers choose to travel by eco-friendly transportation options like trains, buses, but bicycles is the best option.
Oh yeah.
Bicycles.
People do mountain biking when they come around. So it's actually I've seen that. I'm sorry, I'm going to refer to Western Uganda because that is where I've been.
Definitely, Western Uganda has quite lots of
most of it.
tourism
I
attractions.
see when you go to Lake Bunyonyi, there is a resort where they give some of the tourists bicycles. In the morning, you can go ride your bicycle around, move around. So definitely, though buses and buses are still not eco-friendly, really.
Buses, taxis, and all that.
Give an example of Uganda, really. I don't think
bicycles are the best.
Bicycles are the best, depending on how far the place you're going to is, really.
If it's an electric bus, probably. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, of course, when we take a look at the parking light here, we see travelers can actually reduce their environmental impact by parking light and bringing only what they need. Park light, you don't bring anything that you need in there.
You buy from there.
Exactly. You can actually buy the stuff you find in from there. Now, definitely, as probably I wind up this report, if we can take a look at the statistics based on of course, the different boards, tourism-related boards. These are statistics that are ranging way back 2021, 2022, and we are definitely yet to see the report for 2023. Now, ecotourism sector in Uganda, of course, the value of ecotourism sector, now we're taking a look at its worth in Uganda. The value of ecotourism in Uganda is estimated to be over $1 billion per year. Now, this is based on a 2021 report by the Uganda Tourism Board, that is for 2021, which says that ecotourism is worth $1 billion. Now, this was last filed in 2021. Now, ecotourism sector growth rate. Now, of course, the first was the ecotourism sector growth ecotourism worth in Uganda. Now we see ecotourism growth rate in Uganda. Now the ecotourism sector in Uganda is one of the fastest growing sectors in the economy, with an average annual rate of about 15%. Now this is information from World and Travel Tourism Council 2022, Travel and Tourism Economic Impact Report still 2022. So it's a combination of two reports there. Now, of course, finally, we take a look at ecotourists visiting Uganda, the growth rate. What is it like? Now, well, the number of ecotourists visiting Uganda is increasing by an average of 10%, that is per year, with over 300,000, that is ecotourists visiting the country. This is according to reports piled as of 2022, and this is from the Uganda Wildlife Authority 2023 Annual Tourism Statistics Report. Now, Uganda Wildlife, of course, Authority piled a report that is regarding this, and now the Annual Tourism Statistics Report still at the same time piled by the Uganda Wildlife Authority this year, 2023. So you can actually see that there is a positive aspect in here, increasing by an average of 10% per year, with over 300,000 ecotourists visiting the country. That is as of recorded last year, 2022. But of course, the actual aspect is that how do we stand with our competitors, most especially in Central Africa? Well, we shall be taking a look at that, and probably having the one voice of the East African community, the East African region, of course, probably could put us to a bigger competitive advantage, as we shall be able to tap into the market share obtained by Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, and other countries that are part of the East African region. Well, it's 27 minutes past 8 for now. This is Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barigi with Masi Katsime. So for now, we're going to take a break. And when we return, we have business, entertainment, and sports coming up shortly.
Smart 24, driving business.